Hi everyone. Today I am discuss about hash table in map implemented classes. So map is a one interface. The interface contain group of abstract methods. All abstract methods are implemented in this subclasses. So hash table is a one of the subclass. Okay. So already previous session I discussed about hash map. So those are all properties whatever I discuss in hash map, all properties we can apply in hash table also. But one difference is hash table is a legacy class, means it's a old class. So whatever methods are implemented in hash table, those all methods are synchronization. Synchronization means if you perform group of threads into hash table, one thread process is completed, then only next thread process involved into this area. Okay. Next, here is a property. Property is one of the class. It is a subclass of hash table. Okay. So one more thing is null values are not allowed in hash table. Okay, but hash map is allowed. So all our topics, these are the implemented classes, these are the rules. Okay, already I discussed in hash map class. Okay, so hash map, hash table is not allowed, null values either key or value. Hash map is one key is allowed, more than one null values are allowed. Okay, as a value more than one null values are allowed. Duplicate elements are both classes, in both classes it doesn't allow duplicate elements. Okay, either key or values. Insertion order is not follow. Okay, so hash table is not follow any order. Okay, hash map also not follow, but linked hash map, if you take the linked hash map is a subclass of hash map. So if you take a linked hash map, then it's for follow insertion order. Retrieving values using the get method or iterator interface, we can get the values. So 3 by 4th of the memory is incremented by default. Hash map by default capacity is 16, hash table by default capacity is 10. Okay, so these are the all our methods are we discuss in hash map. So these are all our methods are we can apply to hash table also, but these are all methods are synchronization methods, remember that point. Okay, all methods are synchronization. Synchronization means it's a thread safe. Thread safe means if you perform multiple threads into that hash table, then on the time one thread process completed, then only next thread is involved into that synchronization area. Okay, that is called hash table process and thread safe. Okay, so practically we see here hash table is equal to new hash table. So hash table dot put, same method we use map implemented classes, use hash table dot put is a one method or set the values. So either key and value, integer and soft, same as here I take 4 values. Okay, so it is a float value, it is a character, take single quotes, within the single quotes if you define, that is called character. Double quotes means is a string. Okay, Raju. Then values you can take duplicate elements, not no issue. Okay, to duplicate elements are allowed. So system.out.println hash table. So we get the output. Okay, so this is, so you can define generic also, no issue. So key is the object, value is also object. Then yes, so using the iterator interface you can get the values individually. Okay, so already we discussed those are the things in hash map. Okay, so like how to get the values using this reference, copy dot set keys equal to hash dot key set. Key set is a one method we retrieve all keys from the hash table. So using the iterator itr equal to keys dot iterator is a one method. Okay, so iterator is a one method. This method is using this method we can retrieve all keys. Those keys are stored into this reference. So using the while loop we can print all the values. Itr dot has next and itr dot next method. So these are the we retrieve keys. Same as values. Collection value equal to hashtable dot values. Values is a one method. We retrieve all values from the hash table. Already we discussed this is this information in hashmap. Okay, so it is a separate, keys are separated and values are separated from hash table like this. Okay, this is a print entire information. It is separated, keys comma values. So these are the keys, these are the values. Okay, so it's not follow any order. See here, is it follow any order? A Raju 7.5 56. These are the keys, these are the values. Okay, so it doesn't follow any order. Okay, so what about null values? Null is allowed. Simply I comment this code, just print this one. System order println is printed all values. Okay, so when I add null values, not key, even value also not allowed. So for suppose 88 is a key, is a null value. So compilation time it doesn't show any error. Okay, but when I execute this program it show null pointer exception. Null pointer exception. Not only value, even key also not allowed. Key also not allowed. Okay, single null also not allowed. Key also not allowed. Yes. Okay, so key or value, null values are not allowed. Okay, so this is about hash table. So then what about property class? So generally property class is maintain the properties. Properties means values. See, even if you take this in between the in the place of the hash table I put properties. So just I take like this. Is it possible? It will show an error. Okay, what is that? Remove these arguments. Even here also I remove these arguments. Then when I execute this program we got the output. Okay, by default it's a generic type. Okay, we can do everything, no issue. Okay, so but main intention of the properties class is to set the values to one property file. We get the values from the property files. Generally they have main scenario is, see here, see generally if you want change frequently, the data is changed frequently, then we take properties file. Okay, so static applications, if you develop the static applications we mostly we use properties files. Okay, so even JDBC parameters also, like for connect to database we required username, password, localhost IP addresses. Okay, so URL and those other things are required. So in the situation also we take a property files, so mostly use. Okay, even GUI components labels also. Okay, so labels also we can retrieve, we can store the file into the property files. So even localizations and exception messages. Okay, user exceptions, user defined exceptions, if you want print any some message, then on that situation also we take. Then validation message. Okay, data validations, security messages also we can define, and some port number, server port number. When you do the some web application, in the situations also some port number or IP addresses are maintained in properties files. Okay, so properties files are very very important. Generally it's a store the data or load the data from the property file. So those things also we discuss practically here. See here, I remove this one. See, first of all here I need to create one property file. For that purpose I take first of all file output stream, file output stream equal to new file output stream. So here need to take, for suppose, soft dot properties. Okay, so we need to throw some exception is there required. For suppose throws IO exception. Okay, so it throws some exception. Okay, fine. Next one is we need to create property file. Properties p equal to new properties. Okay, so these are the entire file reference is stored into this reference. Directly we can define this entire information is stored into here also, no issue. Okay, okay, remove that one, not necessary. So here after that we need to set the properties using the p dot set property, some key and value. For suppose here I define driver name. Okay, so here is Oracle driver name. For suppose we can define anything, Oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. Okay, so it is one driver name. For suppose p dot set property, so here it is a URL. For suppose, so key comma value pair, so this is also string and this one is also string. Don't define any integer strings, all those things. Okay, if you take the value also, number also, those value also you need to take within the double quotes only. This one is also string, this one is also string. Okay, URL, so jdbc some URL. Okay, driver localhost 1521 and XE. So some URL, any some other URL also you can take, no issue. Set property, one more property, that is called username. User or user, take user. So it is a system is a username. And one more thing is like last set property, that is a password. Password. So password is a within the double quotes root. So after that p dot store FOS, file output stream, and null. So it is a null means it is a some caution message. So what is that caution message? What is the use of this caution message actually? So what about this information? This information is database store. So for suppose here is this information is for Oracle database connection data. Okay, some caution message enough. Okay, then after that p dot close the functionalities. Okay, so when I execute this program, then what happened is it is created using the file output stream is created one file. The file name is soft, that is a properties file. Okay, so in that properties file I set the parameters. This is a key value. So these are the information is stored in soft.property file. Okay, so why? Because we are store function is we are using. Okay, so where I store this entire information into FOS. FOS means file output stream. file output stream means soft.properties. Okay, so when I execute this program, yeah, done. So how to see this soft.properties file? See, go to my location src folder, right click on src folder, go to properties, yeah, choose properties option and click this icon. Yes, in this area, what is my property file name? The file name is soft. Yes, yeah, one more time I will say soft.properties. Yes, so this is a property files. Okay, so extension. So how to open? Right click on this file, open with it with notepad plus plus. Yes, Oracle database connection data. Okay, so these are the driver name, password, URL, user. Then what about, yeah, password is there, user name, driver name. Okay, done. So these are the information about this one. So driver name, URL, username and properties, password. Okay, so these are the information is stored into the file. Then I want retrieve from that file. So for that purpose we take file input stream. File input stream equal to new file input stream. The file name is soft.properties. First you need to hold that property file. Okay, because of I need to read that data from the soft.property file. Okay, so file input stream, then now property file is required. Properties p equal to new properties. Then p dot load file input stream. First we need to load this entire file into property file, then we get the data. So for suppose system.out.println p dot get property, first property parameter is this one, driver name, and next one is p dot get property, the property second property URL is URL. Then system.out.println p dot get property key is user. Then like that, using the key we can get the properties, all those things. Get property password, same as is we need to define. Okay, so when I execute this program, what happened? See, file out input stream is a read the entire file, load into this memory. So this file input stream reference is stored into property object instance. So from that reference I call get property method. So whatever keys are there, driver name, URL, username, password, like that, these are the things, driver name, password, URL, username. Okay, so when I execute this program, those are the values is there. So values are, this is the value for driver name, this is a password, this is a URL, this is a username. So those are the information is printed here. So in console, yes, so these are the information. Okay, so property file is frequently we are using in any projects generally. So very important, this concept properties files. So yeah, we have to take care. Thank you for cooperation.